it's Lefforge. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you are here today. So today we are going to be doing one of Jen's favorite things. And we are going to be talking about my 5 favorite grown-up places at Walt Disney World. Now, I realize that Walt Disney World is 100% for kids and families, and the reality is none of these 5 places that I'm naming, with the exception of one, is off limits to kids. So you will see children in these places. They're not as common, and I would say that all 5 of them are actually more geared towards adults. So children are really welcome most places at Walt Disney World, but these are my 5 favorite kind of grown-up places if you're traveling with other adults, if you want a quiet place to kind of get away, maybe have a drink, maybe have some really good conversation, maybe have some really good conversation with other adults that are traveling to Walt Disney World. These are the places where you're gonna find me. So we are gonna start with number 1, and I don't think anyone will be surprised by this choice from me, but it is the Nomad Lounge at the Animal Kingdom. Now, Nomad Lounge is actually the bar that is attached to Tiffin's. It does have its own entrance. It has a lovely indoor area. In fact, I think the indoor bar is even more attractive than the actual restaurant, and Tiffin's is a beautiful restaurant, so that's saying a lot. But the lounge also has an incredible patio that overlooks the water right before you get into Pandora. If the weather is nice, this is where you will find me on a busy day at Animal Kingdom. The wine selection is amazing. They have wines from all over the world. You almost always meet other travelers that are interested in having a conversation, and it's just a really fun, happy, friendly place. The servers there are great. If you watched, Coral and I did a live broadcast from Nomad Lounge, and I'll put a link to that right here. You can kind of get the vibe from that video, but I highly recommend. You can order the full menu from Tiffin's at the Nomad Lounge. I prefer to go and just get a drink and appetizers, and it's just a fabulous atmosphere and a fabulous place to spend a couple of hours. So number 1, Nomad Lounge. My number 2 favorite place to find some kind of grown-up conversation and certainly some amazing grown-up drinks at Walt Disney World is in Epcot, and that is Cava. So Cava is located inside the Mexico Pavilion. There is a to-go place where you can order their specialty margaritas. What I prefer to do is go into the actual lounge itself. It's very small. I'll try to insert some footage of it here so you can see. We are here at Cava, and I am having the blood orange margarita, which I think I've mentioned to you guys before. It's probably my favorite margarita at Cava, and Coral really likes it too, right? And we got just chips and salsa. So there's only a few tables at Cava, and there is nothing that says you have to come in here and have a margarita. You could come in here and have a Coke, you could have a nice tea. There's kids here. It does get very crowded. We didn't have any trouble. We walked right in, and we're at one of the standing tables at 11:30. But I mean, it's supposed to be, sorry Food and Wine Festival, but it's supposed to be out there waiting in line, sweating to death. We are in the air conditioning having the same margarita that we would get out there. So yeah, it's very yummy. This is her first time and she loves it. So good. I have a feeling it will not be her last. But this place is amazing. The servers that work there have worked there forever. I'm starting to actually know some of them, which I don't know what that says, that I'm a regular at a bar at Epcot, but great margaritas. The chips and salsa are great. They don't have a big food menu. They have queso and chips and salsa, and I think there's a couple of other menu items that you can get. But if you are looking for a respite from the maddening crowds, I love Cava. And although it can get busy, if you go either early or usually like mid-afternoon, you can usually get a table there, and it's just one of my most favorite places at Epcot to hang out. My number 3 is also at Epcot, and it is Tutto Gusto in the Italy Pavilion. Now, Tutto Gusto, you will miss it if you blink. So as you're walking into the Italy Pavilion, you have Via Napoli behind you, you have Tutto Italia to your left, and then just right next to Tutto Italia, you have Tutto Gusto. It is a tiny, intimate wine bar with a nice offering of appetizers. They do some wine flights there that is just amazing. They have the Grand Tour, And then they have another Italian wine flight. The wine flights run about $25. I think the most expensive one is $30. They bring you an explanation of all of the different wines. The servers here are all from Italy. They're all very knowledgeable. So ask about the wine, ask about where they're from, and it is just a fabulous place, again, to hang out and have good conversation. I was just there this last trip, and I think we were there for 2 hours. We were all hanging out. We had some friends there. Their children were there. Again, I think if you had really rambunctious kids, they're not going to want to sit there for 2 hours, but we were kind of taking turns taking the kids in and out, and it's just a divine little hideaway in Epcot. So that one, maybe don't tell everybody, because I don't want it to be hard for me to get in there. So Tutto Gusto in Italy at Epcot. My number 4 choice is Jellyrolls. Now, if you have never been to Jellyrolls, you are missing out. It is a fabulous piano bar. Now, Jellyrolls is 21 and up only, so your children cannot go to Jellyrolls, but if you've brought your kids on vacation, this would be a super fun thing. Maybe take them to one of the child care centers on Walt Disney World property and then go to dinner and maybe head over to Jellyrolls. The pianists there are so talented. There's plenty of singing along going on. Really no food here at all. They only have popcorn, but then they have obviously an extensive drink menu. And I have spent many a fun night, particularly with my running friends at Jellyrolls, and it is located at the Boardwalk Resort. I don't believe it opens until, I want to say 9. It may open slightly earlier. If you're like me and you're not into a really rowdy crowd, I would go early. That's also a great way to get a table. But I just love it. I love great piano bars anyway, and to me this is one of the best in the country. So if you are over 21, especially if you're staying in the Boardwalk area, but really if you're staying anywhere on Disney property, do yourself a favor and make a trip over to Jellyrolls. Okay, and my number 5 favorite place, and this is kind of not fair since it's only accessible if you are a DVC member, but it is the Top of the World Lounge. This is a very underappreciated gem. It is at the top of Bay Lake Tower. You can get in if you're staying on points. You can also get in if you have a friend who is there that is a DVC member. I have had so many lovely interactions there. The cast members are great. Around fireworks time, it is very, very crowded, but they open, I think, at 7 o'clock or maybe 6 o'clock in the evening. And they do have a really nice appetizer menu as well. You can walk out and see breathtaking views. It's on the 16th floor of Bay Lake Tower. Breathtaking views of the Magic Kingdom, of the surrounding resorts, and really just a very grown-up, sophisticated atmosphere. Again, children are welcome at the Top of the World Lounge. It isn't that you don't see kids there, but I would say it's definitely geared more towards adults who want to have a little bit extended time and a little bit more conversation. So those are my top 5 places for grown-ups at Walt Disney World. What of yours didn't make the list? I had a hard time limiting this to 5. As a grown-up who goes to Walt Disney World frequently, and now that all of my children are older, I have lots of different places that I like to go, but I do like to leave these to 5. So what ones would you add to my list? Which ones maybe do you disagree with me on? You know how I feel about that. Make sure you put those things in the comments below. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, get involved. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time, and have a great day.